Matt Lenihan, Boxing Social. We're here with George Liddard. George, ahead of your big debut on DILLIAN White undercard. Don't get much bigger for a debut. How are you feeling?
No, I feel great. You know, plenty of time in camp now. Just looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting the job done.
Physically, mentally, I suppose, is it more mental, this part of it now? You know, getting used to pre-fight nerves, dealing with the media, dealing with a workout, you know, something maybe you're not as used to.
Obviously all this is kind of new to me. Didn't really have this obviously with the amateurs. But I'll be honest, I enjoy it. You know, I enjoy putting on a show for everyone, and I'm looking forward to more to come. You know, more to come. I mean, loving it.
Matchroom, Eddie Hearn, signed a lot of fighters. Obviously, boxing's in a really good place at the minute. We see a lot of amateurs turn over. You're part of this next crop. Why was now the right time for you to turn over?
You know what? Like originally, when I was about 18, I looked at it, but I think now's the right time because I can feel my, my man strength coming, and I'm just getting better and better, month by month, just getting better and better. And Tony asked me to come down originally for sparring with John Ryder and Felix before the last fight, and I said to him, like, I'd like to turn over, and obviously had a really good spar with them, and I've been there since about February. So he obviously sees something in me. Obviously I train with Kev and Tony, and yeah, just now's the right time. You know, I'm ready to start. You know, it's professional business now. You know, it's what I've wanted to do all my life, and I'm excited for it.
You mentioned some very experienced names there. Obviously, Kevin Mitchell, you know, performed at a high level. You've mentioned people you're sparring with now, Felix Cash, who's, you know, primed in great condition, a lot of big fights. What's it like sparring these guys and soaking up experience from them?
You know what, the world level fighters I've been sparring has been unbelievable. The experience, you know, I never had this in the amateurs, and to have this now is just bringing me on further and further, and I can only learn from that. Yeah. And yeah, to one day be in their position and, you know, be challenging for those world titles, and be at that world level that these boys I'm sparring at, and obviously having Kevin and Tony, really experienced trainers, and Kevin, experienced fighter as well, in my team, it's something you couldn't pay for it. You know, it's the best thing.
I'm sure a lot of the hardcore fans will have heard of you. They probably know a lot about your amateur record, but some of the casuals will tune in because it's a big heavyweight fight and they're watching the undercard. What can they expect from you on Saturday night? Talk to them about your style. Why are people going to tune in to watch you fight on Saturday?
Listen, I believe I'm an all-round good fighter. You know, I've got fast hands. I believe I've got power in both hands. And I genuinely believe, you know, I'm only 20. I've got plenty of time, and I think I've got lots of potential to go a lot further. And yeah, no, I think that they're in for a good show. They're in for a good show.
You mentioned that you're only 20. Obviously, we don't see fighters coming to their peak here. Sometimes mid-20s to back end to early 30s. Is it important for you to just have a year of activity, staying active, making sure you get 3 or 4 fights in, get your feet under, you know, get your feet wet a bit?
Yeah, no, I think obviously being active early on is good because, you know, build up your resume. You know, you want to fight as many styles as you can, get that experience before you go on to those bigger levels. And obviously being 20, I've got plenty of time. You know, I can take my time with it, and when the time's right, then my team will obviously advise me what the right decision is at the time and stuff. And I'm just looking forward to the journey now. You know, this is a start Saturday night. Obviously I had my amateur journey, this is my professional journey now, and yeah, I couldn't be more excited, honestly. So.
What's the dream for you? A lot of people, recently in Dubai we spoke to Floyd Mayweather, he said, I always tell everyone, currency over legacy. Now that's something I don't know, ask. Obviously, he's quite lucky, he's got both really. I don't mean lucky in the sense looks, he's very skillful, but when you start off now, what is it for you? What's your dream in the sport of boxing?
Listen, I wouldn't be in this game if I didn't want to be the best. It's not a game to be in if you're not prepared to give it 100%, and I'd love to obviously build a legacy. I'd love to obviously challenge for British titles and move on to the Europeans and the world titles. And obviously I've got to prove my way to get there, but for me it is about, you know, making my family proud, making myself proud, because I've worked too hard to let myself down. And yeah, just obviously everyone wants to make money in the meantime, don't they? Everyone wants to, but for me it's, you know, building a legacy, something that, you know, my generations down will always remember me for, you know. So that for me is the big thing, building a legacy.
And finally, before we sign off, have you got a prediction for the main event? DILLIAN White's going in there against Franklin. It's a great fight. DILLIAN's obviously got the experience, but Franklin's adamant that he'll get the victory Saturday. What are you saying? For me, it's got to be DILLIAN White. No bias. I got to back my boy from London. You know what I mean, England boy, over the American. You know, I've not really seen much of Franklin. I can't say I have. So you know, he might bring some heat I haven't seen. But listen, I think DILLIAN White's got it in the bag, and I'm hoping. I reckon maybe mid to late stoppage. Well, look, George, it's a pleasure. Thanks for talking to Boxing Social. We'll catch up later on in the fight week, hopefully, and good luck for Saturday night.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Cheers.